All right, PATSA, what I need you to do, if you are a voting delegate, I know that most of you have heard this already, that piece of paper with your login codes, you need to keep that. If you need to fold it up and stick it in your name badge, great. You need to make sure it goes with you when you leave this room. If you are a voting delegate, I hope that you are at one of the tables with all of the business cards at it. If you are a guest, right, you are in the back half of the room. Those tables are empty, but voting delegates are in the front, everybody else is hopefully in the back. If you're mixed up a little bit, it's not a big deal, but my voting delegate should be in the front row. If you are a voting delegate, you need to move to one of the tables up front here. That way you can see a little better and you are closer to things. That piece of paper needs to go home with you. We are also wrapping this whole thing up at 11:45. The last, hey, listen, because this is important. 10:45. Oh, 10:45. 10:45. You're welcome. 10:45, the last shuttle bus leaves at 11 o'clock. The last shuttle bus leaves at 11 o'clock, which is why we are wrapping this up at 10:45, because we need to get you out. We need to get you to chapter meetings. We need to get you on that bus. So do not dilly-dally. You need to find your way out of the room. We're going to wrap it up, okay? Good? Give us a couple more seconds.
Help them get on the stage.
All right, Sergeant at Arms.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us tonight for candidate speeches. We're glad to see all of our delegates engaged in the important process of selecting a new state officer team. Please remember that it takes a great deal of courage to put yourself out there to run for state office, so we need to show all candidates courtesy and respect as they are offering their ideas to improve PATSA. We ask that you put away all cell phones and electronic devices and give candidates your full attention. If you must leave to use the restroom, please wait until the current speech has finished. All delegates must stay for the entire meeting, including both speeches and the question and answer session, in order to be eligible to vote. We will conclude this meeting by 11 so that you can report what you learned from the speeches to your chapters. Please listen carefully, take notes, or keep in mind questions you'd like to ask so that your chapters can make an informed decision about who you wish to lead PATSA in the upcoming year. The procedure for this meeting is as follows. All delegates should have registered. If you are not registered, please see Mr. Miller at the table right away so your attendance can be recorded. You should have also received a paper that has your voting information on it. This is very important as you will need it to vote tomorrow, so do not lose it. We are suggesting that you take a picture of it just in case. And again, all delegates must stay for the entire meeting in order to be eligible to vote in the elections. Candidates for each office will give a 2-minute speech. We have a change to our previous procedure. At the conclusion of the speeches, each candidate will receive the same general question with 30 seconds to respond. All questions have been suggested by voting delegates prior to the session and screened by the Board of Directors for approval. We will begin by the candidates of Sergeant at Arms. Please welcome Natalie Bretter.
Everyone else, please sit.
Hey PATSA, my name's Natalie Bretter and I'm running to be your Sergeant at Arms. The Sergeant at Arms ensures that everyone feels welcomed. So before I go any further, will you please do me a favor? Turn to that person next to you and give them a hearty handshake or a friendly fist bump. It feels good to connect, doesn't it? I've been at TSA for 4 years, serving as Region 8 officer, chapter reporter for 2 years, and reporter. I really enjoy working together to make welcoming and enjoyable conferences. This year, I plan to explore greater partnerships with Pennsylvania businesses. Before we know it, many of us will be working for and even leading many of these businesses. I plan to seek business sponsors for TSA events. For example, I compete in children's stories, and I go through a lot of paper. Wouldn't it be awesome if I could get a PA paper company, maybe even out of Scranton, to sponsor this event? Can't you see it now? Children's Stories, sponsored by Dunder Mifflin. But seriously, this initiative promotes the visibility of our association to a wider community and could lead to company-sponsored awards, visits, and internships. In the coming year, we can better harness our competitive spirit to increase American Cancer Society fundraising. By simply publicizing our chapter's fundraising progress across the state, we can create some healthy competition to increase our collections for this very important cause. Finally, I will work to reinstate the Flex Leadership Program that was suspended during the pandemic. I intend to explore a renewed and expanded version of this program to help grow the STEM leadership coming out of TSA. I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible this week. Together, let's make TSA better with Brandstetter.
All right, there's one quick correction. If you have not checked in, we are not checking anybody else in. So at this point, all voting delegates have been checked in, and we are not accepting any late check-ins.
Up next is Millie Lang.
Hey PATSA, my name is Mei Nan, and I'm running to be your next Sergeant at Arms. Now, a little something about me is that I am an assistant instructor at my local Taekwondo Academy, and I am also a volunteer as a camp counselor at Green Allies. Through my time in these activities, I have strengthened my sense of compassion, creativity, and dedication, the very qualities I find myself utilizing as my chapter's current historian and a member of our wonderful state committees. Having been part of this amazing organization for so long, I have naturally developed a sense of what I love and what I would like to see included in the PATSA, I'm in PATSA experience. Though speaking on PATSA, this leads me to my first initiative on food. Every year at the state conference, I'm sure either you or a fellow member have shared some difficulties regarding the food served. Our organization is lucky enough to be made up of a diverse group of leaders, but with great diversity comes a great differences in our dietary needs. TSA has come so far over the last 46 years, and it is time for us to expand our palettes and accommodate the dietary needs of all of our members. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I am a TSA nerd, and I'm sure you are also a TSA nerd. Personally, I feel like movies and shows always project nerds as boring, which is simply not true. I would like to dedicate my next initiative on building a digital state scrapbook to show everyone how much fun we have at our state conferences. For maximized accessibility, a QR code shall be posted around states where members can scan it and upload pictures, all of which will be reviewed by the presiding state officers, and the final product shall be posted on the PATSA website. Now, this could just be me, but I believe memories are just as precious as gold, if not more. However, I want to help members form more memories through chapter competitions. Each chapter shall be presented with the opportunity to compete with other PATSA members of TSA chapters and submit their competitive events.
Up next is Ronnie Chakanathan.
Hey PATSA, my name is Narani Shaktinathan. Min-Jin Lee, a Korean-American author, once said that knowledge is the only kind of power no one can take away from you. TSA has given us that power by teaching us, future leaders, how to apply critical thinking skills and even how to procrastinate. I feel I've gained passion for the STEM field through TSA and wish to get back to it. I've served as Region 5 reporter for 2 years and on the Inclusivity Committee. It was on CSAC the year before. Now, what will I do for you as your State Sergeant at Arms? Number 1, a welcoming environment. Seniors, if you're out there, you probably know that not many TSA students make it to their senior year. I believe we should create a TSA Instagram page to feature their STEM accomplishments along with the possible college they may be going to. The hard work and dedication of our seniors should not go unnoticed. Number 2, inclusivity. It's time to prioritize the correct pronunciation of all student names in TSA. We can do this by adding the phonetic spelling of every student's names on their name tags and adding this to the award recipient list. Chapter advisors will be given a Google form to send to their students to record and type the phonetic spelling of their names. We should also have a diverse group of individuals speaking the award recipient list to work towards correct pronunciation. I myself have a very long name, and I know I'm not alone. By prioritizing this, we can make people feel celebrated for their name and not ignored. Number 3, organization. We can create a student help desk at Stag Pass, where students can come in to borrow pencils, pens, or even the little safety hook you need to attach your TSA badge to your blazer. I mean, how many times have you come to the state conference and realized you left something? Just remember, it's always sunny with Nani.
Thank you. Those were your candidates for Sergeant at Arms. For the Office of Reporter, Ava Carmichel.
Hey Pennsylvania, my name is Ava Carmichel and I'm running to be our 2024-2025 PATSA reporter. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not just a TSA nerd. I often volunteer my time through Green Allies, an organization committed to encouraging new generations of environmental scientists. Aside from going on way too many hikes, I love to test myself on the soccer field. Through my knowledge gained via collaboration with my teammates and educating others on environmental topics, I have gained irreplaceable skills in areas of leadership, interpersonal relationships, and effective communication. Using these skills, I have been granted opportunities to work at both the chapter and state level as my chapter's reporter and current secretary, as well as the vice chair for CAPC. During my time in CAPC, I, with the help of the SOT, guided my team in designing the logos that you see on the PATSA website right now. As a reporter, I will commit myself to continuing this work by promoting our amazing state committees, creating fun Instagram challenges, and increasing inclusive posting. My plan to market for our state committees includes hosting Instagram takeovers during which committee members can document their work through pictures and videos. This will encourage committee membership as we'll be able to showcase the exciting work being done in real time. Furthermore, I will work to create additional committee-exclusive events. This might look like a pizza party at States, or playing video games together over Discord, or in my case, losing horribly at video games over Discord. By creating such events, I'll be able to not only incentivize participating in committees, but also make sure that current members enjoy themselves. Keeping on theme with social media, Instagram takeovers will be open to all chapters as well. In highlighting the extraordinary work done by chapters across the state, a tighter-knit community can be built upon a foundation of encouragement and mutual support. This being, not every chapter has the same access to social media. I will create a toolkit to aid these chapters on their way. In addition, I will increase inclusive postings in order to fully highlight our diverse community of TSA members. I firmly believe that TSA is full of people from all walks of life.
Up next, Scho Gupta.
Hey Pennsylvania TSA, my name is Scho Gupta and I'm running to be your 2024 to 2025 state reporter. In the past 3 years, I've gone from being a state event champion to presiding multiple meetings and helping students to be successful at the conferences. I've also learned so much from chapter, regional, and state officers. TSA has become a passion of mine, and I think it's time to take things to the next level. In FTC, a robotics competition, I reached out to 4 different countries: Belize, Niger, Rwanda, and Bolivia. This outreach experience inspired my first initiative, outreach to local organizations and businesses, and publish articles with them. TSA has grown a lot, but it needs to be known outside of schools. Reaching out to local organizations and businesses has benefits like access to resources, internships, and jobs for TSA. Next, to keep fun and positive, let's start some TSA social media challenges. We can do challenges like CAD Challenge, Tech Trivia, or Hack and Tips for Tech. These challenges would be posted every other week, and they would be a great way to get TSA members engaged and excited. Finally, I am an active member on the Discord for First Tech Challenge, and I've seen some great ideas and robots posted on there. Let's do the same for PATSA, where ideas can be shared, new chapters can be created, and current chapters can get help. We could also have a spotlight channel to highlight strong members and projects for new members. To conclude, Being a TSA reporter isn't just reading an article or a post to CSA members. It's more. It shall motivate CSA students and demonstrate TSA's hard work and positivity. Once again, I'm running to be your TSA state reporter. It's no joke. Vote for Schloek.
Up next is Sienna Sullivan.
Hi, PATSA. My name is Sienna Sullivan, but you can call me C, and I am ecstatic to be running to be our next state reporter. To give a little background about myself, this is my 6th year in TSA. This past year, I served as a regional officer for Region 8. Here, I was responsible for running the Instagram and social media accounts, which increased my interest in graphic design and social media marketing. This year, I was also a member of the Regional Representatives Committee, along with the Communications and Promotions Committee. These experiences as a whole have taught me leadership skills and the ability to form connections. If elected, I plan to implement 3 main initiatives. First of all, I plan to provide Regional Representatives Committee with guidelines for each region to create their own Instagram accounts. This would improve statewide publicity while also creating opportunities for members to get involved. Additionally, I plan to create a themed state conference. The theme for the year would be voted on by the delegation prior to being officially announced. Engaging activities and events at the conference, in addition to coordinating graphics and social media themes, would be included. This would create a unique conference experience each year. Finally, I hope to create spotlights on the Instagram to promote our statewide committees and highlight the endless dedication of our members. Monthly posts would feature the achievements of diligent committee members and their efforts to make TSA what it is today. The hard work of committees is often unseen, and we need to show more recognition and appreciation. Overall, I am incredibly excited about this opportunity, and I hope you select me to be our next state reporter. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. Be sure to check out my Instagram at C4PATSA, but don't forget to be a G and vote for C.
Those were your candidates for the office of reporter. For the office of treasurer, Victoria Ortiz.
Hey PATSA, my name is Victoria Ortiz and I am running to be your TSA State Treasurer. With this position, I am planning to continue to support the ACS as well as attempt to make TSA support and fundraise children's hospitals in order to support young minds. If we are able to support and fundraise with more organizations, not only TSA will gain awareness, we will also have more fundraising support as well as help out children in need. We need to fundraise in order to allow more people to join TSA and make it more accessible while making the prices lower. As my job as treasurer, I will provide you the resources via seminars and presentations that have fundraising ideas as well as community service opportunities you need for your chapter to succeed, as well as increase in the number of members in your chapter rapidly. The seminars will contain key strategies and brainstorming ideas that can be easily implemented in your chapter to kickstart your fundraisers. I will show you how to easily input t-shirt fundraisers, movie game nights, you name it, to enhance fundraising capabilities in your chapter with personalized fundraising schedules. Schedules will be held in sessions with you for your chapter to succeed. TSA needs my leadership, communication, and my advanced financial management skills in order to succeed as a state and raise more money than we have ever before. With my communication skills, we will be able to promote TSA, see an increase in club growth, and I'm always open for your ideas. I have fundraised for many clubs, and we were successful every single time. I will guarantee success in fundraising in TSA, as well as great opportunities for you to raise money and budget properly for your chapter. And if we together can raise money through the fundraising and promote TSA as well, we will succeed and make TSA a more remarkable organization. And with this in mind, vote Victoria for victory.
Up next is Kavish Patel.
Hey PATSA, my name is Kavish Patel and I'm running to be your next 2024-2025 State Treasurer. Being in TSA for a multitude of years now has changed my life by teaching me different intangible skills and helping me create connections and memories lasting for a lifetime. Coming to TSA meetings, TSA conferences, and even TSA interest sessions have boosted me as a person, and I hope to be able to do that with you guys next year as your next State Treasurer. Being able to budget and fundraise for TSA is crucial to all of its student success, and be part of various committees and TSA officer teams makes me want to help me even make more members succeed. Even being part of my past student council as a treasurer has given me countless experiences in creating better and more efficient fundraisers for fun for everyone. Also, being a Mid-Penn Commonwealth Rotarian shows that I have a commitment to be for you guys, the students, and PATSA, the organization. Becoming your next TSA treasurer is part of my ultimate goal to help PATSA grow from its already thousands of members. As your next treasurer, I have various initiatives that I want to pursue as your next treasurer, such as working with the ACS to allow for students to experience TSA like the rest of us, creating awareness of religious holidays and their accommodations, establishing support funds for students to equally finance their projects, and using funds to expand inter-session workshops and new experiences. I plan to create funding opportunities for these goals to finally become a reality, using the funds that at PATSA and creating more funds with specific fundraisers such as Double Good and a state officer dunk tank. I pledge to help TSA excel in the state of Pennsylvania. So remember, as delegates for your school and knowing the importance of having a treasurer who would create plans to make TSA better for all, remember, excel with Patel. Thank you.
Up next is McKenna Smith.
What's up, PATSA? My name is McKenna Smith, and I'm running to be your next Pennsylvania State Treasurer. Throughout my 6 years in TSA, I've learned many important skills, such as teamwork, cooperation, how to finish my events overnight, how to compete on 2 hours of sleep in a granola bar. But in all seriousness, even if someone doesn't want to go into a STEM field, TSA is still very important to learn life skills. My first initiative is to create a STEAM-based summer camp for elementary students to introduce them to TSA and STEAM topics. Chapters could decide to make this a fundraiser so they could raise money for their chapter or for the American Cancer Society. This camp can introduce students to TSA and STEAM topics at a young age, therefore increasing the members of PATSA in total. Many TSA students struggle with finding the right school or major for them. Wouldn't it be easier if you could reach out to a current student in your prospective college or field? Well, that leads me to my second initiative, the College Contact List. This initiative would allow current TSA members to contact TSA alumni to ask questions about a specific school, major, or a certain field. As students take the next step into their future, the College Contact List would allow them to feel more confident about their decisions. Every year, National TSA fundraisers with the American Cancer Society. Every year, PATSA chapters and the state officer team hold fundraisers to support this cause. Every year, we reward chapters like mine who excel in fundraising with special recognitions and preferential seating. But let's face it, fundraising is hard. As a subcommittee chair this year for NSP and an outreach vice chair, I led my subcommittee to create a new fundraising toolkit, as well as updated content for the PATSA website. These initiatives were completed to help chapters construct more effective and more successful fundraisers. While serving as president of my chapter, we raised $6.4 thousand for the ACS just this year. My final initiative is to introduce cross-chapter fundraising and fundraising mentorship between chapters. This initiative would help smaller chapters increase their, You're good.
Up next is Sachita Apadya.
Hi PATSA, my name is Sachita Apadya and I'm running to be your next state treasurer. Instead of highlighting what I've already achieved in the committees that I've participated in, I want to tell you what I can do for you. So I want to ask, how many people here have a screen time of 5 hours? 10 hours? Chances are you said yes to at least 5 hours, and it's clear that we're on our phones all the time. But we can make this count towards TSA. I want to create a social media outreach to give fundraising tips, such as Reels on the PATSA Instagram page. Also, creating a separate channel on the PATSA Discord server would help students from different parts of the state discuss their fundraising experiences, talk about issues, offer solutions, build a stronger and more financially educated community. Now let's talk about the fundraising that's done for the American Cancer Society. While continuing our existing efforts for ACS fundraising, such as involving the state officers in challenges, we could also introduce fundraising through a carnival format. Participants play in games of skills and chance, such as Whom and Hungry Hippos. This provides TSA members with unique experiences while still raising money. Lastly, let's discuss colleges. If you're like me, you're contemplating colleges, but struggling to find the information that you need to make an informed decision. One solution could be to partner and reinstate college tables where students could meet with administrative officers who would answer any questions. Additionally, we could invite former TSA members to participate in these tables, expanding the range of colleges represented. But none of this can happen without you and your support. I want not only your ideas, but also increased member participation in the committees, ensuring that everyone's opinions are heard loud and clear and accommodated for. So just remember, say ya to Upadhyaya.
Those were your candidates for the office of reporter. For the office of treasurer, Harper House. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Those were your candidates for the office of treasurer. Here are your candidates for the office of secretary.
Sorry. Hey homies, my name is Harper House, and I am thrilled to be here and running for your next state secretary. Before I start, I'd just like to say if you have any questions or just want to chat, please don't hesitate to come up to me after the Q&A or anytime. All right, so I've been in TSA for 6 years, and during that, I've served as a chapter office, and I've vice-chaired committees, and I've also been involved in my regional office. This year specifically, I was regional president, and I just learned so much about actually running a regional TSA conference. My goals as secretary consist of 3 main points. First, the cost of attending states can easily accumulate to over $400. So I had the idea of creating scholarship applications, which would help chapters offset these costs. These applications would be on a personal level, meaning each member would fill out the form which how much they are requesting and their situation. Then the funds for these scholarships would be provided through our sponsors. Secondly, I would like to improve on the strength and involvement of our alumni association. Judging, assistance on site, and conference planning are just a few ways we can get our alumni more involved. We have so many experienced and eager alum, and strengthening our relationship could provide PATSA with enormous benefits. Finally, I'd love to create an on-site carnival-like ACS fundraiser. In a nutshell, it would be a longer special interest session where chapters would each create or bring a small game for members to compete in. Plus, we could have longer competitions run by the state officer team, like relays or chapter versus chapter games. To raise money, there would be a small entrance fee per person. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, be a homie and vote House.
Up next is Kaden Rickert.
Let me ask you a question. If there's one thing that you'd like to change about TSA, what would it be? I would say how there isn't really a connection from TSA to college. Hey PATSA, my name is Kaden Rickert, and I am running to be your next state secretary. I went to my first state competition in 2007. It has always been a big part of my life, and I look forward to every competition and event that I am in. This is truly a passion for me, and being in a position where I didn't have a leadership role has really pushed me to take this responsibility in running for state office. Here are some things that I would like to accomplish this year as your next secretary. First of all, crosswalk in-state college majors with TSA events. By this, I mean that we need to spread awareness of TSA to in-state colleges and universities by educating admission officers and administrators about the TSA members' future as leaders for a technical world. Secondly, reenact membership committees by giving students that do not have the TSA chapter the ability to form one, which allows them to grow as individuals and the access to a brighter future and the ability to go far. Also, working with other CTSOs or career and technical student organizations to strengthen our relationships by continuing with the current mission and building upon and expanding the relationships. Next, expand the outreach committee materials to include materials for local chapters to use in their communities by providing the tools for disadvantaged chapters to compete on an equal footing by sharing templates and resources for a community-based fundraising. Lastly, reopen discussion about bringing back trophies. Trophies are a tangible representation of accomplishment. Ribbons and medals, while less expensive, do not deliver the same gratification and emotional value. As your next secretary, I will strive to do my best in supporting TSA and making it the best I can. Please remember when voting that we can go far with KR, and also ask me questions at Instagram. Okay, no, I'm good. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
For the office of Vice President, Chen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chen. I'm running to be your 2024-2025 State Vice President. With our membership at an all-time high, it is imperative that we build the future of TSA. As TSA members, we are driven by the spirit of competition, yet there is a clear division between the level of preparation required at the regional, state, and national levels. Without proper feedback from each conference, it is difficult to attain the information and advice necessary to elevate our projects to the next level. That is why, as State Vice President, I will work to return rubrics and feedback forms from the regional and state conferences. This way, it is clear to everyone where the project may excel or fall short of expectations. With that in mind, I would also like to revitalize the PATSA Event Gallery into a community hub where members and advisors can submit past projects and advice for future members beyond our years. With these two ideas enacted, we can truly prepare the future of our organization for success and excellence. Another way we can develop PATSA is through leadership. PATSA is always looking for new, inspiring leaders to shape the future of the organization. With this in mind, I will create instructional videos and guides to develop leadership and skills within chapters. With a combination of how-to videos, tips and tricks shorts, and more, that has the potential to jumpstart many members' paths into committees, state office positions, and beyond. I will also focus on strengthening our committees by showcasing our successes at regional conferences through information tables and presentations. At each of our conferences, I also plan to build member engagement by better highlighting what goes on at each of our special interest sessions through the expansion and advertisement of our PA posts. Additionally, these monthly updates will provide updates for all aspects of officer and committee work to increase transparency. Lastly, let's bring special interest sessions outdoors with some environmental science exploration sessions, as well as general field day fun games activities. This allows members to get fresh air after being cooped up in a hotel for so long and take a break from the competitions. Now help me turn this future into a reality for our PATSA community. Don't vote for the man, vote for the boy.
Up next is Haley Masorjak.
Hey PATSA, we're going to start off with a quick game. So raise your hand if your favorite conference is states. How about regionals? How about nationals? You may be wondering who I am. I'm Haley Masorjak, and today I'm running to be your 2024-2025 State Vice President. You may remember from last year, I stood at this very podium and said that my last name only rhymes with the word slack. Well, it turns out it rhymes with the word back too, which is why you should back Masorjak. During my 5 years of TSA, I've been a chapter officer, a regional officer, and I now serve as your state reporter. I've created over 50 posts for the state social media, co-chaired the Communications and Promotions Committee, and I've been a mentor to many of the peers in my chapter. Circling back to the survey, as VP, I want to serve all 9,000 of you and better your conferences. My first two initiatives are two new toolkits, one for judges and another for student leaders of our delegation. The Judges Toolkit helps our judges better understand what they're looking for in a project and how to correctly fill out rubrics so we can get the best feedback possible to make our events better and better every time. The Student Leader Toolkit will be for the regional representatives. These leaders work very hard to help plan and set up the regional conferences alongside our regional coordinators. I want to create a toolkit that would like to include future leaders to show them what they're doing during the time of planning regionals. Both toolkits will be created by the Regional Representatives Committee. My next initiative is to start a regional officer team in every region. As being a regional officer myself, this opportunity has grown my leadership and communication and other skills that I use in my daily life. My last initiative is to expand our Friday night activities. So be sure to back Masorjak so we can grow leadership and fun in TSA. Haley Masorjak, 2024-2025 State Vice President.
Those were your candidates for the office of Vice President. For the office of President, Nani Chan.
Before I share with you my vision for PATSA's future, I want to do something a little different. Take a moment and turn to the person next to you. Introduce yourselves and share one thing you love about TSA. There it is, connection. There is strength in our unity and shared values, like our love of creativity, late nights working on projects, and our passion for technology. Hi everyone, my name is Mei Nan, and I'm currently running as your next state president for the 2024-2025 academic year. Our collective journey in PATSA is one filled with highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks, but always rooted in connection. When our patient with the oftentimes confusing TSA rules or seemingly arbitrary evaluations from the judges test us, it is our connections with our TSA friends and our advisors that carries us through. As your future TSA president, I want to connect with each and every one of you. As a 4-year member of TSA, I currently serve as the president of and my role has taught me the value of service and connection, to building outreach opportunities with our local community, to establishing subcommittees to assist our newest members, and to coordinating alumni speaker events. Everything I have done has been to connect students to the joys of TSA. As one of the founding members of my chapter, a national conference winner, and a passionate chapter officer, I will work tirelessly to create powerful connections with all of PATSA's members. With your support and dedication, together we can supercharge the legacy of learning to lead in a technical world. Together, let's write the next chapter of our journey, filled with innovation, determination, to propel PATSA as a national leader. Now say it with me. Get your TSA on with Mei Nan.
Up next is William Reisner.
Hi, PATSA. I'm Will Reisner, and I'm running to be the next president of our organization. In my 2 terms as a state officer, I've been able to see just how much our delegation is capable of, and I want to expand on what we can accomplish. It's truly been so much fun serving all of you as state parliamentarian and then state secretary, which is why I'm so excited for the opportunity to lead you this coming year. As your secretary, I prioritize PATSA's connections to ensure that we're recognized for our achievements. With my targeted outreach initiative, I've built new relationships with unaffiliated schools and other PA CTSOs, like the ones you saw in the CTSO welcome video earlier today. With members of the Outreach Committee, I drafted and sent emails to the state officers of PA FBLA, Skills USA, FFA, and others, sparking meeting opportunities for professional development and conversations that benefit both of our organizations. My outreach to schools is designed to inspire more students and teachers to register chapters and promote growth in PATSA. Both of these have shown tremendous success and the power of our own members. As your president, I want to focus on the connections with you, our members, while also strengthening PATSA's external relationships. With a new chapter meeting program, I'll ensure that the state officer team is directly serving our members. Chapters will be able to request a virtual meeting with state officers who can provide help with things like fundraising, registering for conferences, running meetings, and competitive events. Through these meetings, less experienced chapters will be able to continue developing and setting up their members for success. PATSA, these past 2 years have been nothing short of amazing, and I can't wait for the chance to lead you all next year. If you see me around Seven Springs, please come up to me because I'd love to talk about my campaign, or look at my Instagram at William for TSA. Good luck at the conference, and remember, where there's a will, there's a way.
This concludes the speech portion of tonight's session. Let's give all of our candidates a round of applause. Next, we will ask the general question. The general question is, what committees are you in and what work have you accomplished from them? Candidates, you will have 1 minute to answer your question. When you have 15 seconds left, I will place my hand on the microphone and then take the microphone from you at exactly 1 minute. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? No. I'm going to repeat the question one more time. What committees are you in and what work have you accomplished from them? We will begin in alphabetical order, starting with the candidates of Sergeant at Arms, working our way up to candidates for president.